For just the second time this year, the Miami Dolphins have picked up a win. They take down the Houston Texans in a game we'll break down, plus the Tua injury news momentarily. Before we do that, though, take advantage. Celebrate a rare win, unfortunately, this year for the Miami Dolphins by spamming your W's in the comments section. I would not call this a pretty win by any stretch of the imagination, but it was a win nonetheless as Miami beats Houston 17-9. That 9 is a common theme in this game. There were 9 combined sacks by both teams, allowed and of course forced, and 9 turnovers as well, which is a massively high figure. So I guess you played the defense. It's cool. You got some success right there. Miami wins the game with a backup quarterback, Jacoby Brissett, and really no ground game whatsoever for either team to truly speak of in this one. Brissett got the start for Miami because Tua, if you've heard this before, stop me, was injured. Has a small fracture in the middle of his middle finger of his throwing hand. This was broken by Adam Schefter not long before the game, 9:51 a.m. Eastern. Allowed him to not start the game against the Texans. Brissett went in instead. And now there's uncertainty about Tua's timeline in a short turnaround week against the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the reports leading up to the game was that Tua was going to start. Maybe the Dolphins borrowed something from the Cowboys of Dak should play, and then he didn't, and Cooper Rush balled out. Tua, this injury is not believed to be a long-term one, but he could miss Week 10 against the Baltimore Ravens, and that is an area of concern, a red flag, if you will, because if you're the Dolphins, even with no first-round pick, you really do want to see what Tua can be in terms of a potential franchise quarterback. And so far, he's missed too much time to really get a great feel for that. Now, with Tua out, Jacoby Brissett got the start. And look, it was enough to win the game. And that's a good thing, I suppose, in the end. But you're 26 of 43 for 244 yards. That's not exactly what you're aiming for in terms of an efficiency standpoint. You do throw one touchdown pass. You had 7 yards on the ground as well, but 7 interceptions as well. I wouldn't really consider this a strong showing out of 100%. Remember, the Texans guys are terrible. They're a bad football team. So 17 points on offense, as we'll get into, not really something I think you go, yeah, Brissett played great. They won. That's important, but it was not exactly a high-powered offensive showing in this one. So I want you guys now to let me know who should start against the Ravens. I hope it's Tua. I hope he's cleared. Now, the fractured finger, that's, of course, we'll see how that moves on throughout the week. But who should be the starter against the Ravens? This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. TT for Tua Tagovailoa or JB for Jacoby Brissett. If you get the ad break here on YouTube, head on down and let me know. Spend some more time now on this offense for the Ravens, or for the Dolphins, again. It's not great. 262 total yards, 215 yards passing, 47 rushing yards, 5 turnovers. If I had told you those stats without telling you what the end result was, you would have gone, wait a minute. We had 47 yards on the ground, 5 turnovers, 3 of them fumbles. We got blown out. We lost by 15. Well, you lost. You won 17-9. You did not lose, which is a pretty big deal for Miami as they got to try to find a way to win games and quickly. But this was not what I would consider the Dolphins got it figured out. Defensively, maybe. Offensively, not so much. Myles Gaskin got a very heavy workload in this game. 20 carries for 34 yards. None of them went for longer than 6. That's not a good thing. You need a better ground game. Salvon Ahmed had 4 carries for 6 yards. The ground game for Miami continues to be borderline non-existent. That is a problem. Now, on the bright side, I think there are 2 very clear pieces that should be long-term pieces for you on the offensive side of the ball. Jaylen Waddle and Mike Gesicki. Now, neither of them had a touchdown. It's okay. Waddle, 10 targets, pulled in 8 of them For 83 yards, that's a very efficient number there. He's been a very nice piece for the Dolphins, unlike much of the O-line, unfortunately, as Brissett got sacked in this game 4 times. Mike Gesicki, 8 targets, only pulled in half of them, but 54 yards, and what I call that jump man one-handed catch, that was pretty awesome. So it was a win. You can't flunk them. They scored 17 points. I don't think an A is viable with the 5 turnovers, but the flunking seems unfair as well. So grade the Dolphins' offense for me against the Texans. A, B, C, D, or F. I want you guys to be honest for me in the comments section. Let's talk defense now. This is a much better showing. Frankly, if you look at what the Dolphins have done the past couple of games, 26 points against the Bills, all that coming late, 9 points against the Texans. That's a bit more in line with what we saw last year from this team, a team that really struggled this year on third downs. Houston in this one, by the way, on third downs, 6 of 17. Better. That's in the right direction. 272 total yards, 199 passing yards, but 5 sacks and 4 takeaways. That's awesome. You do that, you normally, as they did today, end up winning games. Tyrod, however you want to say it, got the start for Houston. 3 interceptions, 5 sacks. Threw for 240, but with the sacks factored in, it was actually under 200. We'll talk some more about this Dolphins defense, some standout players here in a second. But first, hope you guys bet on the Miami Dolphins. I know our Texans fan here, Jeremy Chugs, big-time loser, bet on Houston. That one was wrong. Get a 125% deposit bonus when you go to chatsports.com/bet and you use promo code Dolphins125. Again, you got to put down $100 to get this betting deal, but when you use promo code Dolphins125 at chatsports.com/bet, you'll get the hookup. And in case you get some bets wrong, like, I don't know, maybe a bet the Cowboys, Bills, parlay money line, like me. You got plenty of leftover money. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code is Dolphins125. Maybe the biggest standout of the game this week for Miami was Emmanuel Ogbah. There'd been some trade buzz, speculation on him, and I thought he played great. Finishes the day with 4 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, a pass breakup, 3 quarterback hits. Look, the Texans' offensive line is not very good, but this had to be a get-right game for the Dolphins team, especially on defense, and that's exactly what we saw. Nick Needham, by the way, also made some nice plays as that team has dealt with some cornerback, I'm going to go with inconsistencies in recent games. 4 tackles, 1 TFL, 1 sack, 1 INT as well. Needham continues to play over Noah Ibenagany, which is a whole different conversation, but that's a nice little piece for Miami. How about the play, by the way? Jevon Holland. And look, he's finally really truly in that starting lineup, and I have been so impressed in recent weeks by what Holland has been able to do for this team. He's able to blitz, he's able to cover, made a lot of plays in this one. Only 2 tackles, but a big-time pass breakup, a interception, and also hit the quarterback 1 time. When you're doing all those different things, it means good things for you. As that sounds a little bit weird, but you guys know what I mean. It means good results for you on defense. Holland is still developing, still growing. I feel very good about him and Jaylen Waddle as future core pieces on offense and on defense in their first years with the Miami Dolphins. Now, I know the year has not gone the way many of us thought it was going to, or what you Dolphins fans wanted it to go. But we're going to keep you guys covered. So if you want daily free videos on everything going on around the Miami Dolphins, the good, the bad, the ugly, and we know the quarterback trade rumors coming back again in the offseason. I know, but we know it's going to happen. Then subscribe. Free updates almost every single day right here at Dolphins Today. Before we go, again, the final in this one, Dolphins 17, Texans 9. It was, if we're being honest, a bit of an ugly contest, 9 turnovers combined. But Miami finally picked up another win. It had not been for this Miami Dolphins team since week 1 that they've been able to get a win. A loss to the Bills, narrow loss to the Raiders, loss to the Colts, narrow losses to the Jags and the Falcons, a close-ish kind of loss against the Buffalo Bills. Now against a bad Texans team, they rebound. At 2-7, the playoffs are unlikely, especially with the Ravens next up. But after that, Jets, Panthers, Giants, Jets again, this Dolphins team can kind of get back on track, maybe show why they were viewed as a playoff contender entering this season. So my last question for you guys before we go. Who was the Dolphins' MVP in this one? I'm going Emmanuel Ogbah, but any player or coach if you want. Let me know who you think deserves the award this week for the Dolphins.